Imagine standing on the edge of a new era, where everything you thought was real starts to fade. The world we've built, the beliefs and structures we rely on dissolve, revealing a deeper truth beneath it all. A cosmic shift will soon transform our reality. Collectively, we are on the verge of stepping into a completely new paradigm. Neptune is preparing to flow from Pisces into Aries, igniting a burst of pioneering energy and compelling us to confront our deepest ingrained limitations. Aries, with its bold beginnings and fearless action, may seem worlds apart from the dreamy, dissolving energies of Pisces, yet together they create a seamless bridge in our zodiac journey, where every ending in Pisces paves the way for a new beginning in Aries, balancing and enriching our transition from the closure of old illusions to the dawn of a new era. Neptune began its journey through Pisces in 2011, casting a veil over our collective consciousness. We've reached a point where we found ourselves adrift a sea of uncertainty. Neptune in Pisces stirred us to question what we thought we knew, inviting us to seek a deeper connection with the timeless, unified source of all life. And as we near the end of this journey, it's clear that not all is as it seems. Intertwined in Neptune's cosmic dance, Saturn lends its essence to anchor and shift this turning of the ages, even as its own form sometimes dissolves. Our cosmic gatekeeper of structure and discernment has been transiting Pisces since 2023, guiding us through the fog by forcing us to face the consequences of clinging to outdated illusions. The North Node entered Pisces, amplifying the sense of destiny and fated evolution that is sweeping through our own personal lives and the world at this time. Historically, Neptune in Aries has coincided with massive shifts: the collapse of old empires, the birth of new social paradigms, and even the dramatic redefinition of borders. In the mid-1800s, Neptune's ingress into Aries coincided with the onset of the American Civil War, a turning point that reshaped the nation. Today, as we prepare to witness Neptune's brief introduction into Aries before its eventual return to solidify its Piscean lessons, we are invited to embrace this preview of a new reality. Over the coming months and lasting 14 years, the fusion of Neptune's visionary mysticism with the dynamic, action-oriented spirit of Aries will spark innovations, inspire bold leadership, and compel us to manifest our highest dreams into tangible reality. Join me on this journey as we explore how these cosmic forces are reshaping our world and how you can harness this transformative energy to step into your own power, face your fears, and flow with the currents of destiny, where fate and free will converge. In Greek mythology, Neptune, also known as Poseidon, is the powerful god of the sea, banished from Olympus to rule over the deep, endless oceans. As the master of storms, shipwrecks, and earthquakes, he embodies raw power and unpredictability. His domain is so vast that 95% remains unexplored. His raw power serves as a timeless reminder that even our most meticulously built structures are ultimately at the mercy of forces far greater than ourselves. Neptune was first discovered in 1846 in the sign of Aquarius, while forming a conjunction with Saturn. This was a landmark event in astronomy. Neptune's existence was first predicted through mathematics, when irregularities in Uranus's orbit hinted at another unseen planet. This discovery not only reshaped our understanding of the solar system, but also confirmed the power of mathematical prediction in astronomy, emphasizing the mysticism of numbers as a universal language, a way to unveil hidden truths in the cosmos. This blend of logic and mysticism speaks to the heart of Neptune's nature, forever drifting between worlds. In astrology, Neptune is connected to spirituality, mysticism, compassion, the realm of dreams, and the collective unconscious. In modern astrology, Neptune is the ruling planet of Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac. Its transits encourage us to let go of rigid rationality in favor of a more intuitive, imaginative approach that can leave us both inspired and disoriented. Neptune transits often flood us with deep emotions, blurring the boundaries between our individual selves and the vast, interconnected whole. Ultimately, Neptune challenges us to accept that while structure and control are necessary, there is profound beauty and growth in surrendering to the ever-changing, transcendent tide of life. When a Neptunian transit flows into a person's life, it can sometimes feel like being completely lost, swept away in a sea of confusion, unable to see beyond the fog that distorts our vision. Often, there's a strong temptation to escape reality through substances, distractions, or romanticized illusions that promise a more meaningful life. By the time a Neptune transit passes and the lenses that distorted our vision are removed, if we're lucky, we're left with the truth we were escaping all along. At the heart of Neptune's energy lies a profound paradox. While Neptune is typically associated with dreams, illusions, and fantasy, it also teaches us to discern truth. By confronting Neptune's world of uncertainty, we learn that truth often lies hidden beneath layers of fantasy. This journey often challenges us to surrender and trust our intuition, ultimately revealing a more profound, underlying reality. To move through a Neptune transit, it takes compassion, forgiveness, understanding, and a deep-rooted connection to our inner selves, to our soul and this reality, so that we don't lose ourselves along the way. In its own sign of Pisces, Neptune expresses its energy in its purest form. In this placement, the energies of mysticism, intuition, and the disillusion of boundaries are amplified. Neptune in Pisces deepens our connection to the collective unconscious, flooding us with dreams, heightened empathy, and artistic inspiration. At the same time, Neptune in Pisces has ushered in an era where spirituality moved from the fringes to the mainstream. Its ethereal energy has inspired a collective shift, making practices like meditation, yoga, and holistic healing widely embraced. The allure of the mystical now permeates pop culture, inviting us to explore a more integrated approach to well-being, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. However, this potent energy comes with a dual nature. While Neptune in Pisces opens us to transcendent experiences and spiritual insights, it also blurs the line between fantasy and reality, sometimes tempting us toward escapism. In the realm of spirituality, this can even manifest as deception, where idealized illusions and charismatic figures may promise ultimate enlightenment, but instead lead us astray. We're challenged to discern genuine insight from mere illusion, learning that the journey through Neptune's waters is not just about surrendering to dreams, but also about seeking and uncovering the truth within them. Ultimately, Neptune in Pisces invites us to explore our inner depths and experience the beauty of the unseen while figuring out how to stay grounded in reality, whatever that means, because who's to say what reality even is? When Neptune transitioned into Pisces in March 2011 and settled permanently by January 2012, the collective mood shifted dramatically. People began questioning established institutions and yearning for authenticity amid a backdrop of dissolving structures and emerging deep, hidden emotions. During this time, several major events resonated with Neptune's themes. There were natural catastrophes, including the Tohoku earthquake, tsunami, and Fukushima nuclear disaster in March 2011. The Tohoku event was a chain reaction of disasters. Remember how I said Poseidon rules over earthquakes? On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9 undersea earthquake struck off the coast of northeastern Japan in the Tohoku region. It's one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded. The earthquake triggered a massive tsunami, with waves reaching up to 40 meters in some areas. This caused widespread destruction along the coast. Homes, infrastructure, and entire towns were severely damaged or swept away. The tsunami also overwhelmed the cooling systems at the Fukushima nuclear power plant, leading to multiple reactor meltdowns. It became the worst nuclear accident since Chernobyl in 1986. This showcased nature's raw power, reminding us that even our most carefully built structures are vulnerable to forces beyond our control. During Neptune's ingress into Pisces, we saw social uprisings and political shifts. The Arab Spring and Occupy Wall Street movement reflected a global demand for change. Populations around the world sought to dismantle oppressive systems and imagine a more just society. Hallmarks of Neptune's influence as it dissolves outdated forms. The world saw geopolitical transformations. The death of Osama bin Laden in May 2011 marked a pivotal moment in global politics. Notably, the operation that led to his capture and death was codenamed Operation Neptune Spear, echoing Neptune's mythological symbolism of piercing through hidden realms and exposing deception. There were institutional exposures, including the VatiLeaks scandal, when a series of confidential Vatican documents were leaked to the press, revealing deep-seated corruption, power struggles, and financial mismanagement within the Vatican. Underscoring Neptune's dual nature, while its energy can inspire transcendent spirituality, it also unveils deceptions hidden behind established facades. In the early 2010s, just as Neptune settled into Pisces, platforms like Instagram took off, bringing the world closer together in a way we had never seen before. People embraced social media for both personal expression and news, shifting us away from traditional broadcast networks. At first, the curated lifestyles and crowd-sourced information seemed liberating, but as Neptune's influence progressed, some of the facade began to peel away. As digital media evolved, so did the ways in which both information and misinformation spread, further challenging us to discern fact from illusion. We realized that while social media could unite us globally, it could also distort reality, forcing us to question what's genuine and what's simply an illusion. The tension between authentic connection and elusive imagery echoes Neptune and Pisces, where the boundary between truth and fantasy is constantly tested. Throughout these events, Neptune's enduring themes emerged. The disillusion of rigid structures, the blurring of boundaries between truth and illusion, and the challenging quest to discern genuine spiritual insight. This period of Neptune and Pisces has both inspired and disoriented the collective, inviting us to look beyond surface realities and seek a deeper, more authentic truth. We've reached the final chapters of a cosmic journey as Neptune finalizes its transit in Pisces from now until January 2026. Whenever Neptune changes signs, an undeniable sense of anticipation sweeps over our collective consciousness. Take 2012, for example, a year when apocalyptic fears ran high, fueled by interpretations of Mayan prophecies foretelling the end of the world, or the end of time as their calendar came to an end. An urgent call to uncover deeper truths arose, again as the boundaries between reality and illusion blurred. Looking back at how much the world has changed since 2012, I believe there's much more to the story than we may realize. Don't you think that's powerful symbolism? That as soon as Neptune reached the final sign of the zodiac, where everything seems to dissolve, an ancient method of tracking time came to an end. While it may not be a literal correlation, it provides a rich metaphor. One era or worldview concluding as another begins. From a medical astrology standpoint, Neptune's influence in Pisces has been equally complex. Known for its association with confusion and misinterpretation, Neptune often casts a veil over our health, contributing to an era marked by chronic illness, autoimmune disorders, and growing distrust in medical institutions. Many have found themselves struggling to decipher elusive diagnoses and get clear answers. In essence, Neptune in Pisces has been a double-edged sword. It's sparked a broad spiritual awakening and forced a re-examination of societal structures, yet it's also sown seeds of confusion and disillusionment. This paradox lies at the heart of Neptune's nature, inviting us to dive deep into the mysteries of both our inner world and the outer reality, while challenging us to discern genuine truth from the seductive allure of illusion. On March 7th, 2023, cosmic currents shifted as Saturn, the planet of boundaries, structure, and discipline, dove into the boundless seas of Pisces, entering Neptune's mystical realm. We often see Saturn as the stern enforcer of rules, yet it also plays a mystical role as the ultimate gatekeeper. Without Saturn's tangible framework, we'd have no container to access the unseen. Saturn sets the boundaries we eventually must dissolve to explore deeper spiritual truths. As this guardian of reality moves through Piscean waters, it urges us to question not just our physical structures, but also the illusions we hold on to. Saturn's influence has been both sobering and transformative. In this dance between the concrete and the unknown, we learn that if we want to cross the threshold into the unseen, we must first acknowledge and then release the limits we once thought were absolute. The last time Saturn and Neptune shared space together in the zodiac was from the 80s into the early 90s in the sign of Capricorn, where Saturn felt at home. Neptune was the visitor, struggling to materialize its dreamy qualities in the Earth sign. The world saw power structures dissolve like the Soviet Union as Saturn fought to maintain order in the face of Neptune's influence. Between 2023 and lasting until early 2026, they're in Neptune's domain. Saturn and Neptune have been co-present in Pisces, though their exact conjunction will occur in Aries in February 2026. While in Pisces, Saturn has been Neptune's guest. Where the 90s was more about restructuring big institution and economies, Capricorn themes, the current co-presence is drenched in emotional, spiritual, and boundary-blurring energies, Pisces themes. There's been an emphasis on issues relating to interconnectedness, escapism, mental health, and spirituality, with Saturn trying to provide some container or realistic framework for those Neptunian longings. We're witnessing the melting point of the finite and the infinite. Saturn gives form and order to the relentless flow of time. It reminds us that life unfolds in measured, sequential steps. Neptune invites us to step outside the rigid constraints of linear time, encouraging us to experience reality in a more fluid, dreamlike state where past, present, and future seem to merge. When these two energies converge, it's as if time itself is being reimagined. Saturn's structure provides a vessel through which Neptune's timeless wisdom can be integrated into our everyday lives. This energy can feel both grounding and liberating. The steady march of time is momentarily softened, allowing us to tap into a deeper, more intuitive understanding of existence. Under this influence, our usual sense of time feels suspended or altered, a sort of timeout or liminal space. We might experience profound synchronicities, moments of déjà vu, or even the sensation that everything is connected in a way that transcends the ordinary passage of time. When Saturn joins Neptune, it invites us to honor both our need for structure and our yearning for infinite possibility. It's a powerful reminder that while we must work within the confines of time, we can also access moments of clarity that hint at something eternal, and use that wisdom to transform our lives in very tangible ways. Saturn's transit in Pisces highlights how we're collectively navigating the final degrees of Neptune's reign in its home sign. It's a delicate balance between the need for stable foundations and the call to embrace mystery, compassion, and a constantly shifting reality. Another dimension of Saturn's co-presence with Neptune and Pisces surfaces in our collective health struggles, especially chronic and mystery illness, mental health concerns, and addiction. Neptune and Pisces highlights our sensitivity, while Saturn demands accountability, pushing us to confront these challenges. Rising autoimmune disorders and elusive syndromes mirror Neptune's fog-like influence. Conventional medicine struggles with clear-cut answers, driving some to explore holistic and integrative treatments that bridge Western and intuitive approaches. The mental health crisis has escalated in recent years, with addiction issues also surging. Neptune's escapist tendencies, amplified in its home sign, can tempt people to self-medicate or do anything to avoid facing reality. At the same time, Saturn in Pisces demands that we confront these issues. Many seek deeper meaning in uncertain times, yet despair can take root if illusions collapse without the right support. Through steady, grounding practices like meditation or mindfulness, Saturn provides the structure that channels Neptune's longing for transcendence into genuine healing, rather than destructive escapism. Saturn's emphasis on responsibility and limits meets Pisces' boundless waters, forcing us to discern fact from fantasy. This is where lessons of humility, surrender, and discernment flourish. Saturn here isn't just creating obstacles. It's the container that ensures our mystical experiences don't spill into chaos. By acting as a gatekeeper, Saturn allows us to safely explore deeper spiritual and psychic realms. This is an opportunity for integration. When discipline and surrender merge, profound insights emerge. We're challenged to manifest compassion, creativity, and spirituality while staying grounded. Building towards 2026, as Saturn and Neptune edge towards Aries, we find ourselves in a transitional phase, preparing for an entirely new era. The structures and insights we develop now will lay the foundation for the next 36-year Saturn-Neptune cycle, officially beginning at 0 degrees of Aries in 2026. As if Saturn's influence weren't enough to emphasize Neptune's grand finale in its home sign and the entire zodiac wheel for the first time since its discovery, the North Node entered Pisces in January 2025. The North Node brings fated experiences, synchronicities, and nudges the collective toward a destined path. Altogether, Saturn, the North Node, and Neptune's final chapter in its own sign weave a tapestry of cosmic energies that call us to trust in the processes beyond our rational understanding. Whether it's releasing old illusions, deepening our spiritual practice, or simply embracing the unknown, these influences hint at an era where boundaries melt, destiny leads, and our dreams stand a greater chance than ever of becoming reality. Lately, life seems to be growing more surreal by the day. Deja vu intensifies, dreams feel uncanny, time warps, and synchronicities appear around every corner. Much of this can be attributed to the powerful undertow of the Neptune-North Node conjunction in Pisces, creating a potent, almost fated backdrop to our current reality. The North Node will also meet with Saturn, grounding these otherworldly energies into our physical reality. This energy is subtle yet undeniably strong, like a steady ocean current that shapes the shore over time. We might sense that what's happening now is a part of a much bigger story, even if we can't fully articulate it. Energies in Pisces often take time to settle and be understood, especially at a rational level. In the midst of intense events or shifting feelings, we might sense a greater significance bubbling beneath the surface, yet can't quite put it into words. Saturn's presence can help us anchor these dreamy insights into tangible form, but it also asks us to practice discernment and be patient as we surrender to influences outside of our control. Emotional processing in this realm takes time and can't be forced. With Neptune and the North Node so strongly involved, it's no surprise we're encountering bizarre coincidences that feel orchestrated by forces beyond our control. These events can reinforce a sense of divine timing or cosmic design, gently guiding us to trust a process we might not consciously understand. We must embrace the mystery of it all. All of this converges into a sensation that the world we see is only a fraction of what actually exists. Our emotional tides and intuitive nudges grow stronger. We sense something massive is shifting, something that might only make sense in hindsight. Neptune's presence reminds us that growth can happen beneath the surface, hidden in the hazy waters, and only revealed when the currents settle. Meanwhile, Saturn's role is to keep us from drifting too far, encouraging us to gradually integrate these intangible experiences into the physical world. Ultimately, this rare alignment of Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node in Pisces invites us to walk the delicate line between reality and the unseen. It asks us to allow outdated structures to dissolve, surrender to the flow when necessary, while still standing firm in our own truth, knowing that sometimes the greatest clarity comes from letting the waters calm before trying to see what lies beneath. The new cosmic chapter begins as Neptune enters Aries March 30th to October 22nd, 2025. On March 30th, Neptune crosses into Aries, just one day after a partial solar eclipse in the same sign. This timing feels especially potent. Solar eclipses often spark new beginnings, yet this is also the final eclipse in the Libra-Aries series, underscoring the need for certain culminations. So while you may feel a surge of forward momentum, don't get ahead of yourself. Neptune won't remain in Aries. It will retrograde back into Pisces, offering only a brief glimpse of what's to come. From March 30th to October 22nd, Neptune offers a sneak peek at the new era on the horizon. Pay close attention to what unfolds in your life during this window, like reoccurring themes, challenges, and inspirations, because they'll offer you important clues about what to expect when Neptune returns to Aries for good in January 2026. This in-between period can be a powerful time to experiment, explore, and gather insights that will shape how you navigate Neptune's final move into the fiery realm of Aries, lasting until 2038. It's like we're being shown the trailer for a whole new era, full of fiery passion and pioneering spirit, only to have Neptune slip away again, returning to the dreamy realm of Pisces to finalize necessary endings. This false start reminds us that transitions often happen in stages. While Aries energy sparks fresh momentum and excitement, Neptune's nature is fluid and elusive, prompting us to savor this preview while we finish wrapping up unfinished business in Pisces. Then, when Neptune finally settles in Aries for good, we'll be ready for the true beginning of this next cosmic chapter. Back in the mid-1800s, when Neptune last moved from Pisces into Aries, a pivotal shift occurred in art and literature. Art and literature transitioned from lush romanticism, bathed in emotion, ideals, and grand illusions, to realism, which forced everyone to confront the harsh truths of daily life. This is exactly the kind of shift we're moving into now. For so long, with Neptune and Pisces, we've been like sleepwalkers in a dream, immersed in boundless possibility, yet often drifting far from our everyday realities. But as Neptune drifts into Aries, it's as though we become awake in the dream. The dreamlike haze doesn't vanish overnight, but Aries demands action, honesty, and a willingness to engage head-on with whatever we've been avoiding. We can no longer live solely in the realm of fantasy or passive hope. We have to meet reality with courage and initiative. Saturn's integral role in this journey emphasizes the need to pull our heads out of the clouds and plant our feet firmly on the ground. Neptune in Aries won't let us hide behind dreamy illusions any longer. Instead, it challenges us to confront life's harsher truths and remake them through bold, decisive action, turning the world we imagined into the world we live in. This is a push for bold action. Aries is all about directness, actually doing something rather than just talking or dreaming about it. Neptune brings vision, dreams, and spirituality. Put the two together and you get a collective mood that's led to transform big ideals into real-world changes. It's shining a spotlight on identity and independence. In the 1800s, countries were redefining themselves. Now we might see a similar push to reconsider who we are, individually, nationally, culturally, and find new ways of expressing our identity that feels more authentic. There is a potential for conflict and rapid change. Aries energy can spark confrontation, and when combined with Neptune's dissolving effect, old structures can break down fast. That might mean new social movements, shifting alliances, and a shakeup of the status quo. Expect art and culture breakthroughs. Think about how romanticism shifted into realism. We might see a modern version of this shift, maybe a move away from overly polished or idealized content towards something more raw, genuine, and maybe even in your face, confronting the harsh truths of everyday reality instead of escaping them. This is where spirituality takes action. There's a spiritual, compassionate edge. But instead of just daydreaming, Aries wants results. We could witness a surge of spiritual activism or pivotal world events that trigger coming to God moments for many. Aries is a very self-focused sign, so we could see a mass awakening where many connect with God not outside of themselves, but within. From March 30th to May 24th, during Neptune's first dip into Aries, Saturn remains in Pisces without Neptune for the first time since entering this watery realm. In this window, the North Node also aligns with Saturn, intensifying a serious, almost sobering atmosphere. This alignment can feel like a karmic reckoning, pushing us to confront the harsh truths that Neptune's fog once obscured. On one hand, it's like a wave of much-needed order crashing into an ocean of formlessness. Those who have been diligently cultivating their soul-led path, setting boundaries, goals, and committing to disciplined action may discover they can manifest with surprising speed, reaping the rewards of consistent effort. On the other hand, if we have been drifting in denial or resisting growth, this period could deliver a wake-up call. Saturn doesn't shy away from exposing illusions. It demands we face the truth, no matter how uncomfortable. The North Node's involvement adds a fateful layer, suggesting that whatever comes to a head now is tied into our broader destiny, guiding us either away or toward the path we're meant to walk. We might feel the weight of reality pressing in, yet this moment also holds powerful potential for meaningful progress if we're ready to accept Saturn's call to responsibility and step into our authority. Saturn has a gift for turning intangible visions into reality, acting as a bridge between the seen and unseen. In this period, our usual sense of time might loosen, allowing for swift, fated events that defy our expectations. It can seem as if anything, no matter how ungrounded, could manifest in unexpected ways, highlighting the remarkable alchemy Saturn can offer as it finalizes this journey through Pisces. Saturn joins Neptune in Aries from May 24th to September 13th. 0 degrees of Aries, where Saturn and Neptune will be crossing multiple times over the next several months, isn't just any degree in the chart. It's one of the 4 cardinal points known as the world axis, marking new beginnings and defining our very orientation in life collectively. When Saturn and Neptune meet there, it carries an especially fated quality. The universe is giving us a glimpse of a bold, transformative future. In this brief period, we might witness glimmers of radical new discoveries, groundbreaking technologies, or even sudden upheavals that force us to reevaluate our current structures. This period in Aries is a crucial turning point. The energy may manifest as rapid breakthroughs and fresh opportunities. For others, it could be a karmic wake-up call, an unavoidable confrontation with harsh truths that have long been ignored. It's an initiation to leave behind old illusions and prepare ourselves to receive a new reality with open hearts and disciplined minds. While the back and forth of Saturn and Neptune in Pisces gives us time to process and release, the fated glimpse in Aries challenges us to embrace new beginnings. It's a delicate dance between what we've known and what we're destined to create. A dance that reminds us that transformation, though often messy, is an essential part of our evolution. Pisces is about disillusion, surrender, and letting go. Neptune teaches us that sometimes our illusions or attachments keep us from moving forward into a brighter reality. Saturn, meanwhile, can show us the real-world consequences of clinging to what no longer serves us. Together, they're driving home a message that we have to release certain habits, mindsets, or unresolved issues before we can fully embrace a new cycle in Aries. So it might feel like a bit of a tease. We get a vision of a bold new beginning only to find ourselves back in the Piscean waters, but that back and forth motion can be incredibly valuable. It gives us time to reflect on what we're still holding on to, what truly needs to be left behind, and what spiritual or emotional inner work remains. By the time Saturn and Neptune do meet in Aries for good, we'll be ready to seize that fresh start without dragging along the baggage of old illusions or half-finished karmic lessons. Ultimately, it's less about denial of the new reality and more about ensuring we're prepared to receive it wholeheartedly once it arrives. Saturn returns to Pisces from September 1st, 2025 to February 13th, 2026. Neptune returns to Pisces from October 22nd, 2025 to January 26, 2026. The 36-year conjunction at 0 degrees Aries is exact, February 20th, 2026. February 20th, 2026, when Saturn and Neptune meet in Aries at 0 degrees 45 minutes, just 3 days after a solar eclipse in Pisces, will be a landmark moment. The cosmos are orchestrating a grand global reset. Think of the solar eclipse as the final purging or cleansing phase. All the unresolved energies, illusions, and outdated structures of our past cycles are being washed away, preparing the way for something radically new. It's as if everything we've been moving toward throughout 2025, every step, every lesson, culminates in that exact moment of cosmic alignment. This meeting in Aries isn't just a point on an ephemeris. It's a signal that the old has been cleared out, and now we enter into a completely new paradigm. For those of us who are sensitive to these energies, it may feel like the world is waking up from a long, heavy dream. The forces that have kept us in a state of flux and uncertainty are finally being reoriented. In that moment, global consciousness could experience a powerful realignment, a true reset where what was once murky becomes clear, and we're empowered to move forward with renewed purpose and decisive action. In essence, the period leading up to February 20th, 2026 sets the stage for a transformational turning point. The cleansing of 2025, the solar eclipse in Pisces, and then the potent Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries combine to create a rare opportunity. A chance to leave behind what no longer serves us and step into a new era of dynamic, soul-driven reality. Every 36 years, Saturn and Neptune come together in a rare cosmic dance, a powerful alignment that marks pivotal moments when Saturn's insistence on structure and order confronts Neptune's expansive, boundless energy. Imagine Saturn meticulously building castles of stability, only to have Neptune's mystical fluid nature dissolve even the most rigid forms. This isn't just a coincidence, it's divinely orchestrated. Remember how I mentioned Neptune was first discovered in 1846 during a Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aquarius? That moment wasn't only about finding a new planet. It was also about the birth of a revolutionary new way to predict space through mathematics. It's as if the limitless, imaginative energy of Neptune could only be measured and made sense of because Saturn provided the necessary framework. Neptune's dreamy, sometimes confusing energy is given shape and expression only by the boundaries that Saturn imposes. This powerful interplay suggests that Saturn and Neptune share a connection deeper than we even realize. Their recurring conjunctions remind us that transformation happens when we honor both the need for structure and the need to surrender. Without Saturn's grounding influence, Neptune's mysteries could descend into chaos. Without Neptune's dissolving touch, Saturn's order might become stifling and unyielding. Together, they teach us that every cycle of growth involves not just building and maintaining, but also letting go. clearing away what no longer serves us so that a new, more vibrant reality can emerge. I believe their connection is one of the most profound examples of cosmic duality, a dance between what grounds us and what liberates us. Their recurring conjunctions every 36 years aren't random at all. They signal pivotal moments where our collective evolution is forced to reckon with both our need for boundaries and our desire to transcend them. Their connection isn't just about conflict or contrast. It's a synergistic relationship where each force is essential. Saturn's structure makes space for Neptune's dreams to manifest in tangible ways, while Neptune softens Saturn's edges, reminding us that transformation requires letting go, embracing uncertainty, and even surrendering to a higher design. Ultimately, the Saturn-Neptune interplay teaches us that true evolution comes when we honor both our practical needs and our highest ideals. It's a cosmic reminder that while we must build solid foundations, we must also remain open to the mystery that dissolves and redefines those foundations time and time again. Let's take a moment to consider something truly profound about our existence, how we live in two parallel dimensions at once. On one hand, there's timelessness. This is the realm of Pisces at its deepest core, where all is one and universal truths like love, compassion, and peace prevail. Imagine this as our cosmic womb, a state of unity before we are born into separation, where everything was connected in a single, endless moment. Then there's the world of time and space. This is the realm we actually experience every day, where life unfolds in distinct fragments. In this dimension, we develop our individuality and experience both the highs and the inevitable pain that comes from living with limitations. Here, every moment is relative and duality is unavoidable. The deepest seas or the highest peaks of mountains are just fragments of the whole truth. When we look at Saturn and Neptune, we see a beautiful metaphor for this very process. Saturn is the force that holds things together in our everyday, measurable reality. Neptune is a reminder of that timeless, unified state we all come from. We're meant to experience life in fragments, to piece together our own understanding of the timeless truth, piece by piece, balancing the practical demands of living in time and space with the deep, soulful pull towards oneness and eternal truth. Their energies are urging us not to reject the structure of our everyday lives, but to infuse it with the wisdom and mystery of our deeper, timeless nature. The work we do, whether through personal growth, creative expression, or spiritual practice, is all about integrating these two realms. It's about recognizing that every limitation we experience is an invitation to evolve, to gradually synthesize the fragments of truth into a coherent, whole picture of life. Ultimately, this is the message at the heart of our current journey. As infinite souls having a very finite human experience, we're being asked to embrace the reality of our everyday lives while acknowledging that beneath it all lies a vast, timeless unity. A truth we can only grasp one step at a time, but that's enough to guide us forward. The path will illuminate as we walk it. So let's look ahead to see what Neptune in Aries means from 2025 to 2039. When the energies of Aries and Neptune come together, it's as if the cosmos is inviting us on a profound hero's journey. Neptune, embodying the endless mystery and timelessness, represents the source of everything, the unified dimension where separation is an illusion. This is the realm of the ultimate truth, where values like love, compassion, and peace prevail universally. Yet to truly serve this greater whole, we must first accept our own birth into the world, a necessary and painful process of separating from that infinite oneness. At that very start of our journey, we might resist the process. The idea of breaking away from the comforting embrace of Neptune's boundless energy is deeply distressing. We're compelled to step into the reality of time and space to form our individual identities and egos. This initial phase, though filled with wonder and potential, is also marked by the harsh reality of isolation and the struggle to stand on our own. As we grow, we learn to overcome this initial passivity. We begin to define our sense of self by facing life's survival challenges, building defenses, honing our skills, and working hard to establish our presence in the world. Personal goals and desires emerge, gradually shaping our identity, yet with that newfound individuality comes the realization that we're not entirely separate from the greater whole. We start to see the limitations of living solely for ourselves, and the pressure builds to align our actions with a higher collective inspiration. This is where the fusion of Aries and Neptune truly takes place. It's not just about using our strength to survive, it's about channeling that strength for the greater good. It calls for us to harness our personal power with humility, understanding that our greatest achievements come when we fight for something larger than ourselves. It means discerning when to fight and when to surrender, allowing the natural flow of Neptune's mystery to guide us. It's a delicate balance between individual survival and the collective evolution of all life. Ultimately, the merging of these energies teaches us that our individual efforts, when infused with the wisdom and mystery of Neptune, can lead to transformative change. We are reminded that while the process of becoming individuals is challenging, it's also the means by which we grow and evolve, ultimately contributing to the timeless truth that unites us all. The lesson at the heart of the Aries-Neptune dynamic is to be born, to become strong, and ultimately to direct that strength toward creating a more inspired and unified world. As Neptune moves into Aries and will remain there until 2038, we're entering what feels like the next frontier. This is a time when visionary dreams finally meet the bold, pioneering fire of Aries. This is an era where innovative breakthroughs, radical new technologies, and dramatic societal shifts could redefine what we once thought possible, a bold leap into uncharted territory. We might witness new forms of energy, pioneering technologies, or even natural phenomena like volcanic eruptions forming new lands in the sea. This is a call for spiritual leadership. Globally, we're on the cusp of massive shifts that could push many people to their limits. Some may nearly break under the pressure of confronting old illusions and the harsh realities of a rapidly changing world. In these turbulent times, there will be a desperate need for courageous, spiritually led leaders, individuals who do more than just follow trends. These leaders will inspire others to rise above the chaos, to lead with conviction, and to transform adversity into a catalyst for collective renewal. Be innovative and take the lead. Expect breakthroughs that challenge the status quo. This is the era for those willing to turn visionary ideas into tangible realities. Manifest your dreams into this reality. Neptune in Aries pushes us to take our dreams off the vision board and into the world. It's about overcoming obstacles and making the seemingly impossible achievable. Face your fears and break through limitations. This energy demands that we confront our deepest fears, shedding outdated patterns and forging new paths, both personally and collectively. Surrender to the spiritual evolution and embody your role as a leader, whatever that may mean to you. In the midst of these massive global shifts, the call for spiritually inspired leadership becomes louder. Leaders who can guide us through chaos with wisdom, compassion, and a clear vision for the future will be crucial. Leaders who don't seek followers, but who inspire others to lead themselves. Stay grounded in reality. Even as you embrace visionary ideas, maintain practical habits, set clear goals, create routines, and monitor your progress. Embrace risk and innovation. Don't be afraid to experiment with new ideas. Innovation often requires stepping into the unknown. Use this period as a chance to confront what's been holding you back. Challenge old patterns and let go of outdated attachments. cultivate resilience. Develop coping strategies like mindfulness, regular exercise, or creative expression to navigate the inevitable challenges. Connect with your vision. Dedicate time to reflect on your deepest aspirations through journaling, meditation, or artistic pursuits to translate them into actionable steps. Gain support and learn from leaders. Seek out mentors or communities that resonate with your vision. Engage with spiritually minded groups that emphasize collective growth and courageous leadership. We're standing at a global turning point, a moment where everything we've known is about to be recalibrated. For years, Neptune in Pisces has cast a long, shadowy veil over our collective consciousness, stirring up existential doubts about our future and leaving us with a sense of emptiness. But now, as Neptune shifts into Aries, that void is being filled with a burst of bold, pioneering energy. The universe is telling us it's time to reclaim your power and step into a bold new era. And then there's Saturn. When Saturn, the cosmic disciplinarian, brings structure and accountability, lines up with Neptune and Aries, it intensifies the shift even further. It makes it more real. This alignment isn't just about change, it's about radical transformation. We could see everything from political upheavals to new borders being drawn, maybe even moments where regions or states try to redefine themselves. Essentially, it's as if the cosmos are pressing a reset button after a long period of disillusion. History gives us some hints. Back in 1989, when Neptune and Saturn joined forces in Capricorn, we witnessed the collapse of the Soviet Union and the fall of the Berlin Wall, moments that completely redefined global power. And in 1861, when Neptune entered Aries, the American Civil War broke out as southern states attempted to secede, a failed move that ultimately led to a new era in the United States. So what does this mean for us today? This is a call to clear away the old, outdated structures and embrace a fresh start. It challenges us to face our deepest fears, let go of what no longer serves us, and harness the pioneering spirit of Aries to manifest a new reality, one that's grounded in innovation, justice, and a higher purpose. The fusion of Neptune's expansive, visionary energy with Saturn's grounding influence in Aries is our cue to prepare for a dramatic, transformative reset, a chance to rebuild our lives and our world on stronger, more meaningful foundations. Ultimately, Neptune in Aries isn't just about the sparks of new ideas. It's about igniting a transformative shift in how we live, lead, and evolve. It invites us to create a future that's both inspired and anchored in truth. As we navigate this extended era of change, let's be ready to embrace our individual power, support one another, and lead with a clear, courageous vision for a more unified and just world. In the end, it all comes down to how we choose to face this cosmic shift. Are we ready to let go of old illusions, step into bold action, and create a more compassionate, visionary world? If this inspires you, remember to share your thoughts, subscribe for more astrological explorations, and join me in shaping the future, one lucid step at a time. Until next time, stargazers and truth seekers.